Welcome, my dear viewer, to Dr. Paul Kebicho, PhD, QB, HSC official YouTube channel. I want to say, how are you? Good afternoon to those people who are within the East African time zones, and hamjambo kwa wale wengine ambao wako other areas. For those who know me, I have been very, very persistent and consistent when it comes to matters investment. I'm one person who gets rather concerned when I see lack of seriousness when it comes to matters investment. I have talked to many groups of people. I have shared with so many people. Even today, as I left Priesthood Church, where we were with the president today at Bishop JJ's Priesthood Church, I still met some people who could tell me, Bishop, you have made me to start a business. You have made me to have something. And these are the feedbacks that makes me to come once again, time and again, on my YouTube platform. Not because I don't know, or not because I want to be known by people, but because I have that passion for investment. Now, many of us people, we miss to become wealthy. Everybody, I'm telling you, everybody desires to become wealthy. I have interviewed very many people in my 31 years career, and everybody that I meet, they always say that they want to become wealthy. It is easier said than done. The first question that we need to ask ourselves is whatever that we are doing today taking us to that place that we desire to go? Now, desiring alone is not enough. You must walk the talk, and you must be prepared to bite the bullet. The most unfortunate thing is that we all know what ought to be done. Everybody has an idea of what requires to be done. And I'll give a very simple example. A farmer knows if his or her neighbor got a bumper harvest because of proper preparation, tilling, and taking care of the plants, it is not rocket science. So if you want to get a similar harvest like that particular neighbor of yours, you need therefore to do whatever he did in order for him to get that particular harvest that he got or she got. It is not rocket science. So if you want to become wealthy, and I've told people on a number of occasions that if you want to have a dam, you must stop the flow of the river. So formation of a dam is basically by observing one simple principle, blocking the water from flowing. So the moment you block that water, you automatically start now making your own dam. Getting wealthy has a similar formula and philosophy. If you want to become wealthy, you must be very, very careful. You must take track of your spending habits. You must take track of what we call how much comes into your hands and how much do you spend. Because it is actually by analyzing your income vis-a-vis the expenditure that will give you what we call a grade where you're doing well or badly. Some of us people, we don't take time to look at that. Others, we just assume that things are going to happen. No, miracles don't just happen. And I've told people on many occasions, and I will not tire telling people that miracles don't just happen. And I've told you, for me to be a doctor, it is a process that I went through. And when I say this, people think that I'm proud. I'm not proud. I'm only helping to bring to the fore what it is that made me to be the person I am. And I'll start by telling you that you are basically a product of your own decision. Anybody that you see in this universe is a product of his own thoughts and decisions. Some of us people, we are extremely poor in making decisions. Even where a decision ought to be made, we don't still make that particular decision. Even when we know the benefits that are going to accrue therefrom, we don't still make a decision. And sometimes you look at people and you wonder, what goes through their minds? You know, you have worked for 5-10 years, you have nothing to show. You have worked for 15 years, you are still struggling with your children. You're not even leading the life of your choice. And here you are sleeping and waking up every morning, assuming that you'll be a better person. God has given you children. You have children. And you know that besides providing for food and shelter and clothing, you have to educate your child. You are not saving any money for your child. You have been giving a lot of explanations, excuses, procrastinating, forgetting that the problem, the day the child goes to school, it will not matter how the environment will be. It will not matter whether it will be sunny or rainy. One of the things that you must do is to ensure that you pay school fees for that child. Failure to pay that school fees for that child, you know the child will be sent home automatically. And there you are lying to yourself that you're doing well. Then I've been telling people and they think that I'm rude. If you lay down to make a child, you must stand up, raise up that child. Not just giving food, clothing, and shelter and laugh. Those are good, but the ultimate thing for any parent of 21st century is to equip your child with education and knowledge that can help him or her maneuver the meanders of this world. So if you're there and you're a lady, and this morning you left food and diapers and a home caretaker for that particular child without paying school fees, planning for your child's school fees, you're a poor planner. There's no other way to define you. Excuses have made many people to be poor. I thank God I'm not in that particular club. I thank God for the numerous decisions that I've made in my life, and they have made me to be the person I am. If you are there and you have not, again, people tend to assume things too much. This assumption, Kenyans like sailing in that particular swimming pool of good intentions, that swimming pool that things will be better. Things won't be better. There is the law of cause and effect. For every action, there must be a reaction. So if you don't take the proper action in your life, the reaction will be a corresponding factor of that particular thing that you never did, of the action that you made. So if you are there and you have not been able to see to it that you need to do a few things that were mentioned here, the choice is yours. And I've told many people on several occasions that personally, I share this information with you because my mission in this universe is to make sure that I reach to as many people as I can. And even yesterday, I think that the day before, I think yesterday, I was talking about how jealous most Kenyans are. Most of us Kenyans, we are very jealous. I'm telling you this. I mentioned that I'm listened to by more than 9 million people every Sunday. And I've been doing this. I started appearing on the TV in the year 2000. I was being hosted by Mr. Francis Kimani on KBC TV on a program called Amka Kenya. So many Kenyans for 23 years, they know me, including the children who were born the other day when maybe KBC or the Voice of Kenya was the only TV and radio that was being listened to. But even somebody going to subscribe and say, let me subscribe to Kebicho, and I'm not telling you to give me a shilling directly, you see they can do. When you ignore my information because I'm the one telling you this, nature has a way of telling you what Kebicho is telling you. That's the beauty of life, that you may learn away from Kebicho's advice, but Mother Nature is ruthless. And I repeat this, Mother Nature is ruthless. When you see a child coming to your compound clad in school uniform and you have not paid school fees, and maybe you have been dressing like me, creating a very positive perception to people out there, how you're doing well, but addressing the basic fundamental principles, you are zero, you still remain a zero person. So the choice is yours. Let me come to the most important point of my discussion. You may think that you are young, and I'll continually repeat this statement. If it irritates you, you have an option either of not listening to me or ignoring it altogether. That being a youth is not a career. One day I was a youth. There was a time I was 25 years of age. Today I'm 50 years of age. But I can tell you this for free, and especially for those who bother to listen to me. Let me tell you, we had January this year. We were saying Happy New Year, January 2023. We are no longer saying Happy New Year, January 2023. We are actually bidding farewell to 2023, and we usher in a new year called year 2024 by God's grace. The question is, for 365 days, what will you have done for your life? What have you done so far for all those number of days that God has given unto you? Or the only thing that you have been talking about and trying to hide yourself in is that God created me with a purpose. No, you have to identify the purpose for which God created you. I'm talking about now investments. I'll talk about investments. Assuming you're 30 years of age. If you're 30 years of age and you're employed, first of all, I talk to the employed people. You have only a window of 30 years to put your house into order. And for those people who take mortgages, you can only take 2 mortgages within that span of 30 years. But note this, be warned, that those 30 years that you have, you can't have 2 mortgages because your income is limited. So if you think that you have a long way to go, it's up to you. If you're 30 years and you have a 1-year-old kid or a 2-year-old kid and you're there and doing nothing about it, let me surprise you. And I'm going to give a perfect example of a 2-year-old child. This child who is 2 years has got 2 more years to go to PP1 if you go through the CBC system of education as per what Kenya is offering at the moment. So we are assuming that you are 30. So add 2 years so that the child can go to grade 1, to PP1. That is, you'll be 32. Put some 2 years so that the child can go through PP1, PP2, pre-primary 1, pre-primary 2. So you'll be 34 years. Put 6 years for that child to go to junior school. You'll be 40 years. Put 6 years for that child to complete both junior and senior. So you'll be how old? I think 48. Now, if this child is going to do a degree that makes sense in the current status, either pharmacy, either medicine, either engineering, either architecture, either building and construction, give that child 7 years. By the time you're 56 years of age is the time we will be saying that you have given your child the basic education, because having 1 degree in Kenya today is basic education. So if you can see, you only have a window of 4 years to plan. So if you don't therefore put some money aside that will come in and help you when you're old, you will actually be condemned to the home for the aged. I'm not a pessimistic individual. I'm not cursing you. I'm only giving you the exact outcome of your failure to plan for your future. So when I talk about investment, I'm telling you something that has been tested and proven, something that has been documented by the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, and something is out there for public to see. Go to your village where you come from. How many people are struggling there? How many people are actually even sick? They can't even afford to go to a health center because they can't even afford maybe 100 shillings. We thank God for the president for bringing in this new medical scheme, the universal health care for people. But we need to appreciate that before this universal health care takes root, it is going to take a bit of time for them to work on what we call logistics. And because you can't delay anything that can happen to your life, what would happen, God forbid, in the worst case scenario, if something happened before the government was able to work on a legal framework that will support its population? Oh, and to you. And that is what made me to come up with what we call Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited. For those people who have confidence in people, for those people who have trust, for those people who know that if you don't risk, you lose a chance, welcome to Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited. I'm thanking God that we have got quite a number of members, and you can even go to my YouTube and kindly subscribe if you have not subscribed, and see what we are doing at Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited. We are actually giving people a platform to buy shares, and one share is going at 16,000 shillings. The maximum number of shares that you can buy are 625, that amounts to 10 million Kenyan shillings. We don't allow people to go beyond that. So you can be buying your shares on monthly basis, and the minimum number of shares that you can buy is one share, which is 16,000 shillings. And the minimum duration to start reaping your benefits, to start getting your dividends from this particular form of investment, is 3 years. And why am I giving you 3 years? It is for this reason. For those people who can't afford to bring money in lump sum, we are creating a space for you to go building your savings so you can accumulate more number of shares. And having met the threshold of investment return bracket, we'll be able to start giving you returns on investments after 3 years. However, those who have given us money in lump sum, they have an advantage. They have an upper hand, in the sense that they too, yes, throw it for 3 years, but their returns will be compounded. Whereas in your case, we pay monthly, your return will be prorated because you will not have given us money in your lump sum. If you are interested in knowing more about Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures, let me not give you all the details here. If you have that interest, if you have that passion, if you have that desire to make your tomorrow better today, you can't afford to be away from Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited. Please call me on 0722 633 021. 0722 633 021. Avoid those people whom you work with, and because you met in Nairobi, you think that you are at par. There are some individuals who stay in Nairobi whose parents are filthy rich. So they have a lot of money, and they know by the time their parents are bequeathing them their wealth and assets, will be able to survive for the next 100 years. In your case, maybe you're like Kebicho, who are self-made. Kindly ignore this information at your own peril. I know there are so many forms of investment, and the problem, I've been asking people, if you knew these avenues are there, why didn't you do what was right? Do what is right, invest your money, and make your tomorrow today. Make your tomorrow today, and make it better today, because this is the only day the Lord has given you to make your decision and to make your choice. I want to thank all of you, especially our dear members. I salute all of you. Kina Madam Sade Peter, I can see you there. I want to salute you, Madam Sade Peter, because you're part of Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited. Kindly bring your friends on board. Let's talk matters investment. Let's invest our money for tomorrow, because if we don't invest money for our tomorrow, then I'm telling you, shall have it laugh. I'm a proud person when it comes to the number of people that have invested, have talked investments about, and they have done it. If you think it makes sense to you, do it. If it doesn't make sense to you, just leave it. There's no problem anyway. Churches are made not for everybody. Mosques are made not for everybody, but those who take a deliberate step to join whichever faith they decide. But you know, life is a matter of choice. If you choose to ignore this information, you're at liberty. Remember, even failure to make a decision is a decision on its own, but every decision has consequences. Everybody who dares to do something out of the ordinary lives out of that particular space of out of the ordinary. Anybody who wants to believe and behave in ordinary way, in ordinary circumstances, will get ordinary results. So if we basically have the results that we get are actually out of our decisions. So if you're a third, you have not been able to make a decision. If you have a child that you want to plan for, call me. I'll help you to do that. If you want to invest, I understand investments. That is my food. That's my breakfast. That's what I was trained in. Of course, you don't expect me to be a professor or to be a doctor or to be a lawyer with nothing between my 2 ears. Majority of people who claim to know a lot of things, incidentally, some of them are the poorest in this universe. I have come to realize. So if you want to succeed, you need to ask yourself, where are you getting your counsel from? Where do you seek your counsel from? Who are your friends? Show me your friends that I can tell you the kind of a person that you are. I can even tell your DNA by the people that you associate yourself with. There are some people whose business is taking beer. I have no problem. It is not my beer anyway. Neither does it come to my body system. It is your system. But the question is, do you sit down and evaluate what it is that you're doing for your life? If you have a family there, you must be responsible. If you want to make your tomorrow, make your tomorrow today. And you must go through pain to gain. I have gone through a lot of pain, but I have no regrets. That pain made me to be the person I am. These people, you people in the diaspora, you have a platform to invest with us. You can talk to your colleagues who are out there. They have done marvelous, and I'm very, very, very happy that those people in the diaspora have really invested him big time at Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited. All those guys who are in the US, you know yourselves, I will not mention your names for confidentiality purposes. I salute you. Qatar, Dubai, Bahrain, South Africa, Italy, Australia, we salute all of you. And those people from Kenya, we can't ignore you as well. So should you be interested in getting to know more about Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited, Mr. Joseph Nganga, kindly just call me or inbox me on 0722 633 021. 0722 633 021. Once again, 0722 633 021. 0722 633 021. If you're interested, you can even visit my website www.quest-pinnacleinvestment.com. You get us there. A lot of information provided. Let me not go to Panorama Consulting Company because I was talking about investments. May God bless you. I also work with Britam. I'm the executive financial consultant with Britam. I also work with a company called the Circle, the fastest growing circle in the Republic of Kenya called Odin Circle. Should you want to join a circle, talk to me using the same number. I am also the chairman and founder of Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited. Talk to me. And for more information, I've given you my number. May God bless you. Take a step of faith. Get out of that cocoon that tells you this is not the time to invest. May God bless you. Shalom, shalom, shalom. God bless you all.